Why King Charles is pausing his cancer treatment, and how he has fit something new into his daily routine. William and Kate make a joint appearance as Meghan Markle speaks out at a charity event. Plus, Prince George has taken up a new hobby. We've got that plus so much more in today's Royally Us. Everyone, it's Christina and Christine, and welcome to Royally Us. How are you, Christine?
I'm doing really well. We've got so many stories to get into this week and lots of exciting things coming up in the next few weeks, including a royal tour.
Yes, we love a good royal tour.
Yes.
So let's start with that news, because King Charles will pause his cancer treatment as he travels to Australia and Samoa, where he will attend the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. The 10-day trip will, according to the palace, focus on themes designed to celebrate the best of Australia and Samoa, as well as reflecting aspects of the King and Queen's work. Originally, this landmark royal tour was slated to last 3 weeks and take in Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, and Samoa, but due to King Charles's recent bout of health, the schedule has been amended. A palace spokesperson said the King's doctors have advised that a further extension to Their Majesty's trip should be avoided at this time to prioritize His Majesty's continued recovery. As with all His Majesty's recent engagements, his program in both countries will be subject to doctors' advice and any necessary modifications on health grounds. So yes, health, of course, is still important, the most important thing, but nice to see that he is able to make some of this trip work.
Absolutely. I think lots of people were looking forward to this. This is really the first big tour of his since becoming monarch. And they have such a close relationship with Australia. So I think this is really important for him to be there. You know, lots of special royal tours have occurred in Australia where you have those sort of special royal moments. So this has been so important for the king. And I think doing as much as his doctors will let him do, because we'll sort of talk later, he's very bad, I think, at taking a step back and taking care of himself. And so the doctors have sort of put these limitations in place.
Yeah, he just wants to go, go, go. And I think that's been in his nature for a very long time. Well, this was a great moment to see. Princess Kate and Prince William made their first official appearance together since she completed her chemo treatment. William hosted an investiture ceremony at Windsor Castle on October 2nd, in which photographer Liz Hatton snapped photos of the honorees. After the event, Hatton met with William and Kate. In a photo shared alongside the upload, the pair posed alongside Hatton and her family. It marked Kate's, like I said, first official appearance as a senior working royal since she completed her chemo treatment. So this was definitely a lovely moment to see.
This was so special. I think really moving. Liz Hatton is a photographer who was diagnosed with terminal cancer and only had a few months to live. And so she created this photography bucket list of all the things she would like to photograph. Social media did its magical work, as it often does, and Liz was invited not only to photograph an investiture at Windsor Castle, but also to meet the Prince and Princess of Wales along with her family. I can't imagine how meaningful this must have been and how special and memorable this must have been for Liz's family, but also to make that connection with the Princess of Wales, I think made it even more special.
Oh, I'm sure it was definitely another thing off the bucket list, and we wish her well. That is had to be a really special moment for everybody, I'm sure. All right, well, Prince William didn't attend the Olympics as a safety precaution for Princess Kate. So during a visit to a community pool in Burtley, England, William spoke to Olympians Tom Dean and Adam Peaty about his absence from the Olympic Games. He said, "No, I was so keen to come, but I have to say, after reading someone's interview about COVID, I decided, because my wife was obviously having chemo, that I didn't want to risk bringing COVID home. But we watched the whole thing. We were glued to it every single day." So yes, like we said before, health comes first. I'm sure he definitely wanted to be there, as we know he loves cheering on at sporting events, but you know, he had to make sure that Kate was in the best of health.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget that, you know, at home, the Princess of Wales, even though we've only seen her really well put together, at home it was probably a very different picture. And the Princess of Wales did receive some, you know, some pushback for not attending the Olympics, not making an appearance at the games. But I'm sure, you know, on thinking about recommendations from doctors and just travel in general, we know that they've minimized their travel this year. All of that sort of exposes you to things like COVID and to these germs and viruses that are even more dangerous when you're immunosuppressed, when, you know, Kate's at home undergoing chemo. So I'm sure so many decisions were made that maybe would have been different had the Princess of Wales not been at home undergoing this treatment and in the state that she was in.
Definitely. You make a very good point. All right. Well, the Duchess of Sussex made a surprise appearance at the Children's Hospital Los Angeles 2024 gala on October 5th, and she re-wore her stunning red Carolina Herrera gown that she actually wore back in 2021. She looked great as this dress is designed with a plunging neckline design and a front slit. She completed it with some red strappy heels and posed on the red carpet, which was held in tribute to the Children's Hospital's patients and pediatric workers per the organization's website. And here is what she had to say at the event.
No one wants to have to be in a position where you need to go to a place like this, but if you have to, the best place in the world you could go would be Children's Hospital LA. And I have close friends who still have their children there going through treatments, either from high school, close mom friends now that are having their children really have that experience. But the staff is incredible, and the amount of work that they do for families that really could not afford this level of care is something that I think should never be overlooked. So I'm just grateful for everything they do. Happy to be here to support.
Yeah, this was definitely a surprise appearance. A lot of people weren't, or maybe the event planners knew that she was coming, but the public did not. So this was nice that she stepped out for this event.
Yeah, it was nice to see her. It was a girls' night out, which I think the photos of her with her girlfriend date were so lovely. Everyone, we all love a girls' night out. And for a fashion moment, this dress was, we remember it so well. It had this big red train. She's actually removed the train for this event, paired it with a completely different hair and makeup. And when you look at the two dresses side by side, it's amazing to see what good restyling can do and how it can really change, change the whole look of a dress. Literally, I mean, it's almost unrecognizable. But she looked amazing. It looked like a really, really fun night out, and all for a good cause.
Definitely all for a good cause. She and Harry have been stepping out separately, but at least they've been doing some good work, and that's what we're focusing on. So that's good.
Yeah, we've said it so many times. We just want to talk about the work, and that's what we're doing. All these organizations are getting a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a platform that we can learn more about them, and that is exactly what I think Harry and Meghan want.
Definitely. We'll circle back to them in just a minute, but let's spill the royalty. And like we said before, King Charles doesn't really like to break his old habits, but he did, however, make a major change in his daily routine. The Daily Mail reported that after decades of calling it a luxury that he couldn't fit into his schedule, he has started eating lunch on doctor's orders. A source told the outlet with some reluctance, he now has something to eat at lunchtime, a snack really. He now eats half an avocado to sustain him through the day. It's important, particularly if you've got an illness. Glad he's able to fit in that half an avocado into his routine.
Half an avocado is what I eat when I'm staring in the fridge deciding what to have for my real life.
Exactly.
I loved this story. Half an avocado is just so funny. But we've heard so much lately from Queen Camilla, from sources close to the king, from other royals at events, that he's really having to take care of himself in a way that he wouldn't have normally done before. And I'm so glad that he's taking that time for himself. But also, how many men do we know, especially of that generation, that sort of don't do the right things, aren't taking care of themselves? And all of this is part of that larger conversation, encouraging other men to take the time, get the tests, eat healthy, take care of yourself, because it's so important. Even the King of England has to, obviously the King of England has to eat lunch, this basic things to look after yourself.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself, number one. Yes. Just fit in that half an avocado a day and you'll be good to go. Well, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's global press secretary and head of communications, Ashley Hansen, is making a big career change, but the royals will remain a top priority. She began working with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in May of 2022, representing them globally and leading their Archwell communications team. But she announced last week that she is launching her own communications firm, 3 Gate Strategies, based in LA. Now, Meghan said in a statement, "We are so proud of Ashley, especially as a female entrepreneur. We look forward to having her focused expertise on our business and creative projects and her continued oversight of our communications team." She added, "My husband and I are excited to be alongside Ashley as she builds something extraordinarily special with her firm." She noted that she will continue to represent and advise Harry and Meghan while providing oversight to their international communications team. So before everybody gets up in arms that another person is leaving Meghan and Harry's side, it seems like she is just branching off, starting her own company, but still working with Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, I think this is actually a good sign. It can sort of show how Harry and Meghan's profile has sort of boosted her own work and her own profile, and now she can represent lots of famous figures, lots of high profile figures. keeping Harry and Meghan on. Everything's really the same, except that Ashley has her own firm now, which I think is a really good thing. It's a really good sign that, you know, this relationship has been beneficial for her.
Definitely. Well, this was a fun story about Meghan Markle and her former Suits co-star Patrick J. Adams. They had a sizzling on-screen romance in their show, and he is now speaking out about it. He appeared on the podcast Sidebars, a Suits rewatch, and he revealed the pair had chemistry from the get-go. He said, "It was pretty clear, if I remember correctly, that she was going to get the part of Rachel Zane. From the minute we did the chemistry read, it was just so much easier than it was with anybody else." He recalled that he and Meghan previously worked together on a failed pilot called Good Behavior and chalked their spark in the Suits audition to having previously met on set. He said just knowing each other and getting to calm down and not have those nerves of just getting to know one another really helped. It was just clear that we had an easygoing thing when we went into that room. I mean, clearly, I mean, this show is wildly successful, got that revamp when it was on Netflix, and people just kind of fell in love with it all over again. But yeah, I mean, the chemistry was definitely real between the two of them.
Yeah, I love these. I love these sort of behind the scenes, before they were royal, sort of reveals. And it's nice that Patrick can sort of talk so openly and so positively about his relationship and about working with Meghan. I think there was a time where Meghan was sort of trying to distance herself from her actress career and, you know, forge this new path. But I wonder if she's sort of welcoming it back. You know, you can't change your past, you can't change who you were, but I think keeping those friendships and it's all part of networking and creating a community. But I love the behind the scenes, you know, the little secrets behind the scenes of filming.
Same. It's so much fun. All right, well, let's wrap it up with our pint-sized palates. And Prince William is proud to see that his son, Prince George, is taking on a new and exciting hobby. He said during his Berkeley visit, George loves scuba diving. He's 11 years old. We took him under thinking he would freak out, but he absolutely loves it. William added that George's new hobby is an introduction to the world of water. I love this. It seems like, you know, he's scuba diving. I think we talked a few weeks ago that he took his first helicopter flying lesson. So it seems like he is well versed in a lot of different activities.
Yeah, I need everyone to understand that George's school is a Monday through Saturday school. So he's literally only home on Sundays. Where do they find the time for all these hobbies? I mean, I think it's amazing. I love that he's getting all these experiences and they're doing all these fun things as a family. But Lambrook has a 6-day-a-week school schedule, so they must be so busy on those Sundays or getting a lot of exciting things in during the school holidays.
Right, cramming it all in
Yeah,
one
right.
day. I'm exhausted just thinking about that. 6 days, that's a long school week.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think the parents really like it, especially if you think
Probably.
about boarding schools. It works out really well, but lots of kids love it. I personally would not have enjoyed that as a child, but
Each their own, right? All right. Well, Prince Harry and Meghan are hands-on parents to their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. A family friend recently told Us Weekly they take the kids to school, they pick them up, and they are very active and present with them throughout the day. According to The Insider, Harry and Meghan want their children to have normal upbringing despite royal statuses. They add that they're so well-mannered, Archie is sweet and curious and playful, and Lily is vibrant and happy. Seems like it is a very well-rounded household and everybody's happy, and it's nice to hear that they are so involved and just want to give them as normal of a life that they possibly can.
I love that Harry and Meghan are committed to doing the school pickup. William and Kate always do the school pickup. Clearly something was instilled in them, you know, when they were little, that having mom and dad there at the end of the day and the beginning of the day is so important, and I just love that they do that and they're sort of, you know, that normalcy for their kids.
Definitely. All right, well, that is it for this week's episode of Royally Us. A lot of fun, lighthearted stories, which we like to see.
Yes, I'm so happy that we're back into royal news that we can really enjoy.
Definitely. All right, well, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and Christine and I will see you next week.